Today, we'll speak plainly about 4 categories of apps people sometimes misuse to hide parts of their lives. Not to teach you how to spy, but to help you recognize patterns, protect your life lawfully, and respond with dignity. This is about behavior, not technology. Technology only amplifies what the heart already does. When you notice these patterns, act from clarity, not from panic. The private message shells. These are apps or hidden chat spaces that keep conversations out of sight by separating them from the normal rhythms of contact. What matters more than the name of the tool is the change in rhythm. Suddenly, there are long, unexplained silences, followed by bursts of attention at odd hours, messages that vanish from normal timelines, or a pattern of private check-ins that never include you. Watch for emotional after effects. She returns from a private message session quieter, distracted, or oddly guarded. Warmth thins after those interactions. If you notice that cadence, respond with calm observation. Name the pattern you feel. Our conversations have changed, and it makes me feel distant. And invite a conversation where shame is removed so honesty becomes possible. Do not breach privacy or attempt covert access. Instead, preserve your dignity and secure practical things quietly: financial documents, joint accounts, and legal counsel if necessary. The secondary contact organizers. These are systems people use to keep certain relationships separate. Alternate contact lists, hidden calendars, or second profiles that look ordinary, yet exist to manage a private life. Again, the signal is not the tool itself, but how it alters shared life. A partner who maintains a secret contact ecology will often show patterns of selective availability, reachable only at certain times, vague about who they met with, or defensive when you ask simple logistical questions. Emotional signs accompany the secrecy: rehearsed stories, an aversion to collaborative planning, and refusal to accept reasonable boundary requests that would restore predictability. Meet this by proposing small, measurable steps that protect both partners' dignity: shared plans around major events for a short trial period, or a limited review of overlapping schedules, so trust can be rebuilt through behavior rather than coerced proof. The ephemeral content habit. Some people lean on disappearing messages and self-erasing content to keep a life compartmentalized. The behavioral red flags are predictable: deleted histories, sudden insistence on privacy around devices, and an increase in private, short encounters that leave no trace, yet leave an emotional residue. Notice how she lands after those moments. Is she warmer and present, or quieter and emotionally absent? That residue is a truer measure than any single vanished message. If this pattern appears, ask for a conversation about boundaries and emotional availability rather than demanding to see what no longer exists. Invite accountability practices that make you feel secure: counseling, transparent routines, or a mutually agreed period of check-ins, and watch whether actions begin to match words. The separate profile life. This includes any parallel social presence or habit that functions like a second life: accounts, groups, or contacts maintained apart from the shared relationship. The clue is in the story. When her public narrative and private routine diverge consistently, and when questions about the gap are met with shaming or quick pivots, you are seeing the behavioral architecture that hides other intimacies. The ethical response is not to weaponize technology. It is to rebuild the shared narrative through specific requests and professional help. Ask for counseling, set reasonable boundaries to test willingness to repair, and document patterns neutrally for your own clarity. If she refuses repair and refuses reasonable structure, that refusal is information you can use to protect your life. Across all 4 categories, remember this fundamental rule: pattern beats moment. One odd message, one late night, or one deleted item proves nothing. Repeated changes in rhythm, tone, and availability create a map you can read calmly. The work you must do is threefold: speak from observation, protect practically and lawfully, and choose with dignity. Speak from neutrality. I've noticed we talk less and our schedules feel different, and give space for honest replies. Protect your legal and financial position without illegal invasion of privacy. Consult a lawyer if finances or custody could be affected. Do not resort to covert surveillance or password cracking because those actions can destroy your case and your character. Finally, choose with dignity. If honesty arrives, repair requires time, measurable change, and professional support. If honesty is refused, prepare to protect your life and leave from strength rather than from rage. Technology may provide the tools, but it never created the motive. Look to the heart. Where attention goes, emotional energy follows. When you observe consistent shifts, respond with calm clarity, not to punish, but to preserve your peace and your future. Dr. Alina Rose, protect your dignity, insist on honesty, and remember that the way you respond now will shape the life you rebuild next.